When we talk about crime, we could go in a lot of directions. We all feel its impact. This week, we look at how crime touches our lives every day.
When you lose someone to violence, it's like someone reached into your world and snatched something out.
We go to Buffalo to see how the racially motivated mass shooting that killed 10 people has impacted the community, and we'll bring you a unique perspective on concealed carry laws. This is The Race.
The thing now is, like, you have a lot of schools that do active shooter training, and unfortunately that's become a part of society. There's workplaces that do it, but if you're just going out to eat or to a parade, what do you do in that moment?
Why are gonna take me down?
Life-saving skills for the first responder class.
They are not easy.
We came to Oklahoma City because there's a conference that's bringing together police officers, firefighters, and EMTs, and they're working together to figure out what the most effective ways are to respond to an active shooter situation. And that got us wondering, as just average people, if we're in an active shooter situation, what do we do?
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We just hope that it's not you or I or anyone else, but it may be, so we need to know what to do. But I simply just put my belt.
Dr. Bill Worden gave me what could be life-saving information.
Okay, so try to open that door from the outside.
He's an emergency room physician who runs this conference. He also teaches a class helping regular people prepare for an active attack.
I'm gonna stretch my belt out. We teach law enforcement to go to the battle. I mean, they're trained to go in, find the threat, and stop the threat. You or I, as the general public, the teaching there is to get away, avoid the situation.
His most recent class for civilians, after the Highland Park, Illinois 4th of July parade shooting, had close to 900 people log on.
Other ways to deny access is barricade. So in a classroom, maybe the door doesn't lock, but I've got 25 chairs and 25 desks.
While he does teach tactics you may have heard if you've ever taken active shooter training, like how your first step should be looking for an escape route.
And I can put this through.
How you can barricade a door with items like a broom, and if all else fails, defend yourself. But he told me the number one thing he wants people to take away is how we need to think in the real world.
The first thing is don't deny it's happening. The most common mistake that people make is they will hear something that they think is a gunshot, but then their mind will process that into a firework or a lawnmower backfiring or a something. And I think we have to get away from that denial and unfortunately think the bad stuff first, and that this is a gunshot, what do I do?
He says always have a plan, especially when we go somewhere we've never been, like a place to relax where we may let our guard down, like a concert or a restaurant.
I also think about, okay, where have the waiters gone to the kitchen? Because I know there's an exit in the kitchen.
It's a mindset I found to be harder than it sounds.
I couldn't tell you one thing about the auditorium we're in. I mean, when you walk into the room, I mean, right now, I guess, if not to put you on the spot, but if we're in that situation, I mean, what are you thinking about?
So there's two doors to our left and right at the top. There's two doors to our bottom, both exits, and then there's a garage door on the far side. So there's 5 ways that I know to get out of this room instantly.
He says it's not being paranoid, but practicing being prepared.
You have to have the mindset that things are going to be okay, but to make them okay, you need to understand what to do if those events occur.
Even though what he teaches can be overwhelming to think about, he says it's important because you never know when an active attack is no longer a what-if scenario.
I'm Matt Pearl. In America, we all see what happens when a mass shooting devastates a community. We see it on the news, we see it on the faces of the victims' loved ones. We often don't see what comes next, what happens in these communities when the cameras, the attention, the donations all leave. In the next 4 minutes, you'll hear 5 voices. Voices of a community where people clean, work, and wait for the bus amidst reminders of horrific violence.
Every day you see people out here crying and stuff,
Benjamin Foster drops his stepson for school on Buffalo, New York's East Side. They're in front of a grocery store where weeks ago, 10 people were killed. Police say the shooter was an 18-year-old who drove hours to target the almost entirely black community.
What has this community been like since then?
Uneasy, real alert now. I haven't been in no supermarket because it's like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Just constantly someone who needs you somewhere.
Razia Hill
Okay, you got that.
and Tundra Parker
Where are we gonna put this tuna?
were raised on the East Side.
All of this has been donated.
They run nonprofits on the East Side.
Here goes some toothpaste. Thank you. No problem.
They give supplies to those who suddenly had no place to get them.
They would get them at Tops. A lot of people have not left that community since that shooting. They're still dealing with trauma.
The list keeps growing of American communities coping with mass shootings. Those shootings leave inescapable trauma, often upon places and people who had already felt forgotten.
Poverty already existed. Then you lay a pandemic on top of that. And now nothing spells racial injustice like a domestic terrorist coming into the blackest community in Buffalo and slaughtering seniors at a grocery store, like 6-ish. But
The emotions engulfing so many
Who's voting and how?
are written on a whiteboard
Who's truly invested?
in the office of Reverend Denise Walden Glenn. Her group Voice Buffalo strategizes about urging Eastsiders to vote.
When you lose someone to violence, it's like someone reached into your world and snatched something out. This is not a moment that's gonna pass quickly. This is a moment that we need to sit with and wrestle with.
So many want to do something. So many still can't process the past.
I come here every day.
Grady Lewis was right outside on May 14th when he heard what was happening inside.
I was a minute away from being in there, and I'm thinking, if I was in there and I got shot, I don't want no balloons, I don't want no flowers, no flags. I want change.
This is a snapshot. Weeks after we leave, the Tops grocery store reopens, a decision many on the East Side don't support. It's a journey of grief with no defined end in a place that again feels forgotten. But
We are a community, and it's a beautiful community.
these 5 voices
To connect with people actually is the main reason why I'm out here.
and this community
We continue to come together. We continue to serve.
must somehow move forward.
What gives you hope right now?
Seeing the people come by, showing, paying their respect.
They cannot ignore the crime scene at their center, but they must not let that crime erase the community they embrace.
Buffalo is not just chicken wings and the Bills. And we are not broken right now, we are bruised.
In Buffalo, New York, I'm Matt Pearl.
More states are making it easier to carry a concealed weapon. What data tells us about places that have already done this and police shootings. Next on The Race.